This conference will now be recorded.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Call the September 14th Board of Commissioners meeting to order. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Brings us to public forum. Anybody, as I'm looking out of the vast gallery, have anything? Person in the back? No? Okay. How about the virtual wall? Anybody on the virtual wall would like to address the commission? All right. Any cards or letters?
Nothing.
All right. Well, that closes the public forum of our event. Let's go down to agenda approval. We have a fine agenda in front of us. It even spans 2 pages. How do we like that agenda? Any changes?
No changes from staff.
Staff likes it. Commissioner number 2 likes it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Commissioner number 3 likes it. I'll entertain a motion to approve said agenda.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. So old business. We have consent items A through I. Any comments, concerns about those? No. I'll entertain a motion to approve consent items A through I.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, old business, we have none. We're moving to 7. New business, we have quite a few things, A through F. And I bet we'll go to staff on the first one of on-call engineering service contract. If we have a few on-call engineering service contracts, 3 different providers, A through C. So, all right.
So you'll see that there are 3 on-call engineering service contracts for your consideration. These are time and material contracts with 3 different vendors, Kinetics, Gray and Osborne, and Pace. And it's to build kind of an on-call engineering roster to help share some of the load. District staff definitely recommends these for approval.
Okay, so probably a motion and authorization for general manager to sign. Okay. All right. So any dialogue, let's take all 3 of them together if we could, since they're all essentially the same. Any questions, fellow commissioner?
So these contracts are just so that you can even out the workload or
Yeah.
right, like the dependency when there's a emergency type situation.
And some may have different specialties. For example, like Kinetics really focuses more on like our SCADA system now at the plant
Okay.
than the other 2 do, but it helps even out, it gives us options if, say, one engineering firm is overburdened with work.
Okay.
Thanks.
And the observation is the rates are very similar. You know, as I was looking through the details there. So I'm okay with that. You'd like to formulate a motion to
Sure. I make a motion to approve the on-call engineering service contracts for Kinetics, Gray and Osborne, and Pace, and authorization for the general manager to sign.
Commissioners, if the motion, it's certainly fine that the discussion was about all 3, but if we could have a separate motion for each contract, that would be best.
okay,
No problem.
perfect.
Thank you.
Okay. First, I make a motion to approve the on-call engineering service contract for Kinetics and authorization for the general manager to sign.
All right, I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Then I make a motion to approve the on-call engineering service contract for Gray and Osborne and authorization for the general manager to sign.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Then a motion to approve the on-call engineering service contract for Pace and authorization for the general manager to sign.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Moves us down to D, pre-treatment variance request for First Baptist Church.
So the customer is asking for a variance from our quarterly pre-treatment inspection and has asked that we move to a once-a-year inspection for them. The inspector that has been going out to do the inspection says every time that they've checked the grease trap, the The customer maintains it well and has never violated the 25% capacity rules. So district staff and pretreatment staff definitely recommend the variance for approval.
Okay. Any comments or? I'll entertain a motion if you feel so led.
I make a motion to approve the pretreatment variance request for First Baptist Church.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, moving to E, treatment plant, mixed liquor?
Yeah.
Mixed liquor pump maintenance. I didn't know we had a still down there. So tell me all about it.
All right, well, this proposal we received, we went out to competitive bids, and this is the only person that provided a quote, Utility Services Company, Inc. This is to essentially replace every moving part in this pump. It's kind of a 10-year useful life. So this is to rebuild the entire pump, and the estimated cost is $37,082.54. District staff recommends it for approval. Questions?
Not for me.
Is there, so what's left, the case and the impeller?
Pretty much the stator and the motor casing and the volute, but it's replacing the impeller, replacing the shaft, replacing the rotor. Yeah, and rewinding the stator if needs be. They bake the motor and recoat it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So the advantage is we know it fits back in the hole, the same mounting bolts and spacings, and that's the benefit of a rebuild.
And yeah, buying new is generally about double this price.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay. Thanks for the education.
yeah.
And why do they call it a liquor pump?
So mixed liquor is a mix of sludge and the sorry, brain is farting. But yeah, it's just one part of the treatment process.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. Okay. I'm happy.
Okay, so I make a motion to approve the wastewater treatment plant mixed liquor pump maintenance with Utility Service Company, and the quote is $37,000. Wait, $37,000. Wait.
$82.
There's $37,082.54.
All right. I'll second that fine motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. All right. That brings us down to our last item on new business, which is wastewater treatment plant headworks and LS15 floor restoration from Sound Cleaning Resources.
All right. Again, this is a project we sent out for competitive bidding, and this is the apparent low bidder. This is to basically prepare the floors at the headworks of the treatment plant and the floor at lift station 15 for a two-part epoxy coating to hopefully get more life out of it. The dumpsters at the treatment plant have done a number on the concrete that was uncoated, and kind of the same thing at lift station 15. It's a pretty wet, dry well. Every time we do maintenance, we get wastewater all over the floor. So this will buy us quite a bit of additional life. So definitely recommended by staff for approval.
What's the lifespan, would you say, on the coating?
It depends, but generally we use the same product, the Raven Liner 405 in all of our wet wells. And we've seen, depending on the application and preparation, them last for 15, 20 years or longer.
Except for a garage floor, that would be good.
Maybe a little overkill. It's usually about a 50 mil.
Oh, wow.
Coating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm happy.
Okay, I'm making a motion to approve the wastewater treatment plant headworks and LS15 floor restoration with sound cleaning resources. The quote is $35,000, $199.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Brings the manager's reports. General manager.
All right. Carrying by sharing right now, it's $101.14 in it. That's not quite enough to help fund one customer for the next month. So we're looking for additional donations. Our total inorganic nitrogen, we're at 55% of our year-to-date permit limit, which is 69,000 pounds year-to-date. Flows at the plant right now are at 2.41 million gallons a day. We did receive our accreditation approval for our laboratory.
Awesome.
So that is good. We're still working towards scope expansion down there. So the additional tests that we want to do, we have been maintained. So that's good. And then an ask, back in 2008, the district started a employee FSA program that we run. That's a benefit to the employees. The board initially funded the program with $5,000. Throughout the years, there's been various expenses, and so I would like the board approval to maintain that fund, district funded portion of it up to the $5,000. Right now, district funds are down to $3,538.70. So we'd like an additional about $1,400 transfer into that fund to continue the program.
Talk to me a bit about the program. How's it used?
So it is a health FSA account.
Okay.
And so district employees have the ability once a year to sign up. They put money in towards it, and then qualifying expenses they can take out of that pre-tax.
And what?
And then the district funds go towards things like ordering checks or any bank service fees, or if an employee has left before the end of the plan cycle and it's actually taking out more than is what's going in, then it comes out of district funds.
I see. Okay. And so how would we go about that? That would be just giving us a heads up now, and there will be something for consideration, or are you looking?
So if we're okay to move forward with it, you'll see it on the next agenda in the consent items as a transfer going from one of our accounts into a separate bank account.
I mean, that's great.
I'd like to just learn a little bit more about what are the goes-ins and goes-outs of the account, just for education. But I don't, philosophically, I don't have a problem. I just like to get educated. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Anything else?
That's all.
All right. Does our assistant GM have anything he would like to share?
We received 67.30 GFCs thus far and issued 109 permits. The lift station 8 airback emergency repair is substantially complete. We're waiting on pavers to be able to come out and do the grind and overlay, but once that's done, we'll be all wrapped up. And that grind and overlay should happen later this month. We'll be smoke testing Sandy Beach Road's sewer system. So we put signs out warning the customers that it's not a fire, and kind of some mitigation things, make sure that they've got water in all their floor drains and P-traps to make sure that we don't fill their house with smoke. And we'll be letting the fire department know that we're in the neighborhood. We currently put out to bid the lift station 5 decommissioning and gravity to 4C project. Went out to add earlier this week, so we'll be opening bids, I believe, on the 30th for that one. And we're really close on the lift station 2C upgrade permits. I think those are due to wrap up here pretty soon, and then working with GNO to prepare a project manual and get that bid packet ready. So we'll be able to get that out to bid as soon as we get that permit. And that's about all I got.
Questions?
For me.
Okay. How's it, do you have a sense for, has the construction in our area slowing down enough where there's more interested parties, or is it still fast and furious, similar to a year ago?
I think it's still kind of fast and furious, but it's a hurry up and wait scenario. The logistics and supply chain haven't quite caught up. A lot of materials we're having to find alternatives for, because like ductile iron pipe people aren't able to get right now. So we're seeing a lot of requests for the use of HDPE or C900 as a replacement alternative for that. So I know the concrete, like the precast concrete stuff, is falling behind. So yeah.
All right.
And that all has a cost. So we're seeing costs come in pretty high compared to 3 to 5 years ago.
What would you say the increase is? I've heard like 15%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
And it depends on the complexity of the projects, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you. So this brings us to city report.
Great. Good morning, everybody. We had a real fortunate thing happen last week. I don't know if you knew, but Representative Susan Delbeni was out and presented the city with a $2.5 million check for the downtown revitalization project, which is finishing out Main Street with street trees and lighting and the new roundabout. So that was really exciting to receive that. We appreciate the federal support and certainly Representative Delbeni's support. And then tomorrow we have the council retreat. It'll be held at the El Paricio restaurant in Monroe. They'll be discussing budget, staffing plan, and potential for a new city hall site. And that is from 9 to 4. So 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And anybody and everybody's invited to that. That's all I have.
Great. Thank you very much. Commissioner's report. Commissioner number 2.
I'm looking forward to next week going to the fall conference and trade show for the 3 days and just learning and getting updates with the new changes and legislation going through. So that's it for me.
Awesome. Good. Just tip my hat to staff on getting our lab accredited. I think that's awesome. Anytime we can bring that stuff and have not just control, whether it's cost related, but just control in terms of timing and quality and all of that, plus upgrade our skills to boot. That's always it's always an excellent thing. So it's good news. That's all I have. I don't believe we have an executive session. Oh, scan around. That's a good sign. All right. Well, then I'll entertain a motion to conclude.
I make a motion to adjourn.
All right. I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.